Hello and good day to you. It's been a long time since I've made a video for reasons which some of you may know already, some of you may not, and I'm telling you this not to get sympathy or get people to send me messages or say, oh, I'm sorry, condolences, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to keep you up to date and informed, and to try to explain, well, what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, because obviously there has not been any videos. Unfortunately, we have known it for a long time that my dad has been fairly ill, with various conditions that he has: heart failure, COPD, kidney failure, things like this. And obviously, being 85, he's had a good innings, but I would say probably in the last 5 to 10 years, he has been going downhill fast. Now, without going into too much detail, obviously there were circumstances about 2 years ago that he partook in voluntarily himself, despite advice, and of course that's not helped the situation. So he is now currently end of life. This is the correct term that they use. He's currently in Marlborough Hospital. We're hoping to get him moved a bit nearer, because it is a 60-mile round trip. And it's quite draining, really, when you drive there. And of course now, this last week, they're becoming a bit anal about the face diapers, nappies, because allegedly they've tested people for you know what, and they've seen several people come back with a positive test. Bear in mind that it's a test that, well, I can't really tell you what it's all about on YouTube, but you know from previous videos and stuff like that, it's not the best reliable thing to give you a definitive answer, put it that way. Okay, but what we found out the other day was that he is been tested, and obviously positive is the outcome. Whether you believe that is entirely up to you. He does have a chest infection that they are giving antibiotics for. Unfortunately, when you test for something that's not been wholly defined and can find literally anything, we suspect that this is what's happened. The chest infection has created this situation. So he's currently isolated in a room, and it's quite shocking, really, because, as we know, my sister and I are avid sort of what you would call, I don't like that term at all, but it's true, it's very sort of appropriate. Whatever you think yourself, that's entirely your choice. But he has been isolated in a room for this particular reason, and of course we were informed that we should be wearing a diaper on our face when we're in the corridor. Now, when we're in the room, we can take it off. We were told that. So obviously, being with somebody who is positive, there is a danger in their eye that you will become positive. But I've been there twice so far, and I'm feeling fine. Now, obviously, it can take a few days, I realise that. But, if you believe it, then, that's your choice. However, I don't believe it can be passed on. Not from in that way. And I have videos about that subject, which I'm not going to talk about because obviously it's a subject that is, well, it's frowned upon by YouTube because they don't like the truth. So I'm not going to bother. The idea of this video is to just inform you of where we are. That he has been given last week was given to us and him about 1 to 4 weeks left to live. Now you're all going, oh my God, that's terrible. Bear in mind that he's in a lot of pain, and they are now treating him with oral morphine. So this is how bad it's got, and we knew this day was coming. We're just sort of really waiting for the inevitable thing to happen, which obviously will be very sad. But he's in a good place. He's in the hospital. But obviously, apart from the anal stuff that's going on there, and needless to say that yesterday the idea was we're supposed to wear this nappy coming out of the room in the corridor until you get out of the building, and it's supposed to safeguard the staff who are all nappied up and perfectly safe as far as I can see, and we're supposed to do the same. Did we do it? No, we didn't. Sorry, don't believe it. Don't believe a word of it. So obviously we were in there, we came out, and obviously the other day as well, when we didn't know that he was positively tested, because it was only one person in the room of 4. One would argue why they didn't take the person out who was tested positive and put him in his own room. Why leave him in there? But at the moment, those 3 are still there, and they removed my dad from the room. You can understand why they would do that, because obviously my sister and I were in there, no nappies, and wandering around, giving him personal care and hugs. And of course, the next door bed was moaning like hell. He was on the phone and talking about us, and obviously we're in the room. He was trying to report us for being unnappied and claiming that he was at risk when the other guy in the room was the one that was positive, not us and not him. So with a long-winded story, obviously this guy was the catalyst, and I think that they have done it deliberately to move him to a separate room, deliberately because of us, unfortunately. So, but they do have a poster on the wall saying that that particular trust no longer requires you to wear a nappy, unless of course they can ask you. It does say that on there, but the point is that it's an offer, isn't it? They can ask you to do something and then you can say yes or no. Well, we said no, because it is actually pointless. A lot of the staff are on duty, are all nappied up. That's their choice. In fact, it's not their choice, because some of them have told us that they were told that they have to wear it. They are forced to wear it. A lot of them, according to the senior person, have also been medically treated with you know what. So if they're not safe at the moment, they will never be safe. Certainly there's a lot of ambiguity with how they perceive the face nappy. They come into the room, they're wearing it, and also the welder's mask, which obviously is pointless, but hey, you know. And then before they leave the room, they take off the apron and the gloves, and they dispose of them in the bin in the room before they leave the room. Now, sorry, but that seems very strange to me. Why would they do that? And obviously other staff have been in the room without any aprons or stuff like that. So it does seem very ambiguous. So we are in a situation where we are going to be harassed to wear something that doesn't work in a corridor purely because they expect us to keep the staff safe when, in my eyes, they're already safe because they're already nappied up. So how is that going to help if I'm nappied up? It's not going to help them at all, and it's going to be detrimental to me. The idea is that if you have an umbrella, I need to have my umbrella up to stop you from getting wet, even though you've got your own umbrella. So you see how stupid it is? And it's only for the corridor, it's not for anywhere else. You know, once you come out of that room, if you're in the room, then you can put your umbrella down and just not bother. As soon as you leave the room, you put the umbrella up until you get to the outside lift. And then you can put your umbrella down. Anyway, I thought I would do that little update just to keep you informed. I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm not asking for any comments or anything like that. And, you know, it is what it is. It's a fact of life that he is end of life. And it is very much unfortunate that it's taken this long. He's lasted 5 to 10 years being this seriously ill, and all of a sudden now we are looking at losing him, which is probably, in one respect, is a bit of a mercy because it will get rid of his suffering. There you go. So if you have any parents or any friends or relatives who are in a similar situation, then you can probably appreciate where we are with this. However, it's the same old story about the NHS and anal rules and regulations that they have. They basically, because of the situation we find ourselves in, we were going there before that time as we are, as we were born, like, nothing on, like, no nappies, no external sort of things that you need to have, and most of the people in there were quite happy with that. So all of a sudden, this all changed, and it's not making the experience very nice for anybody. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I've got some other videos to do. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.